Hello and welcome back to Tectonica. I've been a little busy. Just for reference, it took me about 5 hours to scan down all of the ruins on the various floors. So let's review that really quick. We started out here on Victor, where there was a large cavern below Victor. It's a limestone mine area, and there was a whole big building out there holding up a whole bunch of miners and other goodies. Scanned that down. See, the next thing was over on admin. The whole area in the middle there is all one toppled over administrative building, and scanned that one down. At X-ray, there are a string of ruins, basically an arc around the zone at the lower level. And at the upper level, if you go down the cave between copper and iron there, out the end of it, you knock yourself through a hallway, and there's a big tall building at the end. Huge building at the end. And up at the top of that, there's just this enormous iron area. I have left a floor at the iron, which is elevated far above the normal level, so we can get up to that when we need to do a whole bunch of iron. And I am thinking we will probably use that as the centerpiece of our steel mine when we do it. Don't know yet. Nobody else had any ruins for me to take down, but all these boxes are full of the limestone that I picked up. Now, part of this was digging holes to get to the various ruins, and digging around the sides of the ruins, and digging the floor out a little bit to get to the stuff that's buried in the ground. And part of it was some of these ruins have rusted boxes in them, and each box, when you scan it, has 500 limestone. So we now have a very large supply of limestone available to us, which we can combine with plant matter to make more biobrick. So yeah, we'll make use of that. Currently, though, we don't need to use any of our stock because our existing biobrick factory over here is going just fine. I've placed down a second core composer. You notice here we have unlocked all of the research we can unlock. We need to start making blue. We have 1,826 purple cores out of the 4,000 we put up there that are uncommitted. There's still probably more stuff that I will unlock that'll take purple. But we need to do blue cores to fill this guy. The other tasks we need to do, I need to automate drill bits, either Mark II or maybe even Mark III. I'm not sure whether I'll do them here at Victor or somewhere else. Haven't decided yet. The third thing I want to do, it's not L, we want to go to J. I do want to upgrade both Victor and X-ray soon. Now, Victor, I can upgrade as soon as I get myself with the requisite amount of power and build some monorail depots. Power is going to require some... Oh, you may have noticed I got a bigger floor. One nice thing about tearing down all those ruins is they give you a lot of calcite flooring and everything else. I've put most of the weird stuff off in a box, but here's just the useful things that I've kept. I've only kept one stack of each thing. But I do need to clear this out and set myself back up to build again. We're going to start off with scanner, digger, upgrader. I haven't used the upgrader yet, but we're going to start using it at some point soon, so I'm going to start getting it on my hotbar. And we have this Omni Seeker, which I also start using. I'm going to get that on my hotbar and leave it. We are going to be using Mark II belts soon, but first I need to automate building them. So for now, we're still going to use these. There we go. All of our inserters and our utility. I have enough goodies on me that I could make 16 power. That doesn't mean I have 16 power on me. Oops. Did not mean to hit that button. There we go. Let's lock you. Then production. Miners, smelters, assemblers, planter, thresher. We'll not put power on a hot button. I won't be placing those a lot. That should keep us going. We're going to lock that. Now we've actually... Oh, I thought we had. I guess we haven't. I thought we'd unlocked more rows on our thingy, but apparently not. Now I actually have some Mark II assemblers. I'm going to put that on F10 for the moment. We're going to use those to make a few things. First of all, I want some monorail depots. So let's do 2 batches of those. There we go. And that's the quick way to do 2 batches of something. So now I need to get 320 megajoules of accumulated power going. You can see here that I've got 150, so 320 means I need another 170. Call it maybe 20 accumulators. So let's see, what do we need for accumulators? I always worry that I haven't unlocked making them. So we're gonna make 4 at a time. I'm gonna do 5 of these guys. For those of you who are familiar with Factorio, my philosophy on this playthrough is more akin to a lazy bastard run, where you're minimizing the things you make by hand. And the reason I'm doing that is that I only get 1 out of the recipe if I make them by hand. I get 2 if I make them out of a assembler Mark I. I get 4 of them out of these guys. Whoops, did I pick up those early? This is going to be 20. Okay. It's our 20 accumulators. I can temporarily put them down here. Accumulators are... Well, let's pick them up from logistics right there. But you want F10. Once these have filled up and we've upgraded Victor, I will move those down to Hydro. Notice how fast they're filling up. We've got a lot of excess power going right now. So we have that, and we have that, and we have the charge. We have 350 out of 320 we needed, and we can upgrade.
Terminal upgraded. New technologies and recommended tasks available.
So we have some new technologies. Upgrading Victor is now going to require 750 Mark II belts. So we're going to need to automate Mark II belts as part of our build today. We're also going to need Lantum ingots, which means it's going to be a while, and a lot more accumulated power. So upgrading Victor is not a short-term thing. X-ray is going to require steel, cement and steel ingots. I think we will hold on that until I get up there, but what we're going to do now, I can put this on F9. I want to build Blue Science. Let's take a look at what we need first. I could plan this out in my editor beforehand, but I figured I'd just do it on the fly. Blue Science requires purple science, processors, and cooling units. Cooling systems. And purple, we already know, requires coils and the parts there. Now, I know that I need 2 coil machines to support this machine if he's running at full speed. He's turning out 22.5, and he wants 22.5, so this is good enough to balanced, close to balanced at least. I'm going to run the other machine here. This is my mechanical components. So the mechanical components are coming as fast as I want them. Okay, so now this guy still needs processors and cooling units. Why do I get the feeling I should have just put this in place over there? You know what? I think I'm going to put this over here, and I'm going to draw from So over there is my ingots that are produced locally and heading toward the elevator. And over here is my supply from the elevator. I think for our purposes, I am going to make these two come out, and I will use them locally to make science and probably drill bits. So if I can flip these around really quick, let's start it here. Notice I'm doing this entire science array in red, because we do have a number of them that we have looted. There were some containers as I was tearing things down, I'll put it that way. And I think we picked up some earlier. So these 3 help produce the pink stuff. I am going to put you here, so those will direct. No. Okay, if I put you there, I can direct insert these guys. If I slide you up, I am going to need 33.75, which means I need to have 2 inserters. Doing that. And I suppose we can let the iron and copper roll in here. And we also want this to go into a box where we can put the other purples that we had previously built. I left those around somewhere. That's not going to be a full stack, is it? So what I will do is I will manually insert the few purples that I have into the blue machine, and I am going to get these blue guys inserted real quick. So you're going to come out there. Now, I could document what I am moving on each one of these lines by making these filter inserters, but that's not really needed. What are my rates on here? 15 per minute. Okay, that'll work. That takes copper, that takes copper, that takes copper and iron. Now this is going to be a down. copper, down from copper. You're going to come down from copper. You're going to come down from iron. So you are going to be all primed and ready to go. Next thing we want is processing units. Take a look at what we need for processing units. We need electrical units and these guys. We have a box full of plant matter frames, so I don't need to worry about those. In fact, we have 2 boxes full. Well, so when I originally built this, I had a problem that one of my assemblers was not actually taking the plant matter fiber, so we ended up backed up on our plant matter fiber, and now it's just kind of chunking along like that. I'm going to go ahead and grab this stuff. So I think what this will do, if this works, we'll end up with, well, hold on. We have all of the oh, right. This farm is providing the silverthorn extract and the grass is being eaten up and buffered up here. So this will tend to be full. Are we doing anything excess with this? Why would this be... It doesn't look like we're getting 90 per minute out of it. Yeah, these guys all have a bunch of plant matter fiber built up. But something is causing them not to be taking the plant matter fiber out very fast. Let's come back later and see if they've built up again. That should empty out. This should be consuming at 4 times 22.5 is 90 per minute. Everybody's got some. I must admit to being confused. See, you're held up because you're waiting on Kindle Vine extract. And there we go. Yeah, we were not able because we weren't outputting fast enough. I wonder if somebody's output here is blocked. But we'll see. We'll check back on that later. Anyway, my point was that we have boxes and boxes and boxes of these. So I'm going to pull all of this. And I'm going to put back everything but 4 stacks. And let's commit to using a box for plant matter frames. We could actually count up how many we need and figure out the number of plant matter frames. So if I need 4,000 blue balls, that's 1,000 iterations. And 1,000 iterations means 16,000 processor units. And 16,000 processor units is going to be 8,000 of these. So that's 1,000 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is precisely the number of plant matter frames to get 4,000 blue science. Okay. There's processors. Oh, you need electrical parts. And electrical parts, what do they need? I think they're basic. You need iron and you need cables. Okay, so I'm going to put you down here. And we're going to put some more copper cables here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run this all the way over here. Now this patch, that's where I dug down to go down to the limestone area. So we're going to not touch that in case I need to bring limestone up there. You want iron and you want copper. Swap variant to vertical down, iron, and vertical down, copper. So it's not important really how fast this all runs, just that it kind of turns it out over time. And you notice here that we are going to be taking half of our production here will have the opportunity to go this way. So you need up to 9 per minute if we're using 18 per minute. So this guy needs 30 per minute processing units. This only produces 12. We're fine. We'll use 12. So we are going to be producing blue science slowly. That's fine. My mental shift between my first playthrough and this, my second playthrough, is I am more inclined to set things up and then let them run for a few hours before continuing. Because I can't scale up the factory without causing the UPS to go wild near the end. So instead of scaling up the factory or scaling out the factory, I'm going to scale it in time. We'll just wait. Okay, so you are going to use this. And this. So you've got everything you need now. And the other thing you need is, here is cooling systems. Requires Shiverthorn extract and mechanical components. So we'll build some mechanical components here. Now, mind you, we are building mechanical components here, and we're only using a small fraction of them. But I would rather have a separate machine out here that is dedicated to what's going on. We will change that if I'm actually running out of these guys. If I'm running out of the assemblers. There's mechanical components. The other thing I need is Shiverthorn extract, which I am going to put in a box. So 4,000 of these is 1,000 iterations, is 6,000 cooling systems. 6,000 cooling systems is 500 repeats, which is 1,000 Shiverthorn extract. Well, 1,000 Shiverthorn extract is 2 stacks, and let me tell you, I know we have that much. There you go. There's that. Now I need to take these three things and bring them together to make blue science. I'm going to do that just by putting this guy down right here. Just like that. And that will produce our blue science. I have a few purples that I can just dump right in here. 6 cooling systems for each one, so that's going to slow down. That's fine. So we still have 4 more Assembler Mark IIs. So the reason why I use the Assembler Mark IIs, I don't care about how long it's going to take, but I do care about how many resources I chew up, because we are still running off of, well, yeah, not a lot. So 15 per minute for these guys, multiplied by 12. Well, 15 multiplied by 12 divided by 4 will be 45 per minute of each one. That's not a lot of ingots. So what I hope to see is I hope to see this backed up all the time and occasionally moving. And you notice we already have 28. How about that? So let's start at terraforming, and I'm going to scan upwards, and I'm going to see what our priorities are going to be. Mining drill speed, that will have an immediate effect, because we are currently smelting faster than we're drilling. This means we're going to be drilling fast again. This gives me a flatten tool that's 7x7. That's not that high a priority. Oh, and we apparently can now see 12x12 mole flattening. Cool. Synthesis. We can improve our thrashing speed, which in our case just means that we could have more gardens per thrasher. That would speed up first and second thrashing, so it's still a 1-to-4 ratio there. But increasing threshers to 125% speed means going from 10 to 12.5 planters per thresher. Not too terribly high priority. Biodense 3, however, is very high priority, so I am going to just pause for a moment, because we just need more. Well, let's go take a look at the other ones. Okay. We'll come back. We're going to commit to Biodense 3 in the synthesis area. Logistics. We have vertical bus height 3. I haven't done any extended vertical range buses. We may do that at X-ray to get things to and from the what do you call it? The elevator. We have to jump down from the actual station there, the production terminal, X-ray. We have to jump all the way down. We can do that. You get tool belt too. Okay. Transportation. Nothing earth-shattering. Energy, we will be able to increase our accumulator capacity and our reach of our long power cables, which, not a higher priority. Science. BioBrick diesel. This allows us to mix BioBrick with Shiverthorn coolant to make some unrefined diesel, which is a really good fuel. Fuel power is 240, and as you make the BioBrick more efficient. I believe it has the same percentage-wise effect on the diesel. Otherwise, there'd be no point. You know, you could make your biobrick really, 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 really good, and if the diesel is still at its base level, you're probably not getting it any better. Oh, the big benefit of the diesel will come later. When the number of inserters it takes to move the fuel becomes important. Seed mutation allows us to basically, this is part of a loop where we can turn Kindlevine seeds and Shiverthorn seeds into universal seed pods, and through other mechanisms, turn them back into, so we can change seeds into other kinds of seeds. And with a sufficiently advanced system, you can start making more seeds. You can multiply your seeds. So, back to synthesis. Boom, there we go. Now, Shiverthorn neutralization goes with stem washing. That's part of a loop that allows us to make the extracts without the plant matter and plant matter fiber. We still need plant matter until we find a better way to make fuel than to take plant matter and limestone into biobrick, but knowing how to do that's important. Anyway, we could sit here and watch the blue science roll in forever, but that's not what we're here to do. The next thing I want to do is work on my drills. Let's get this out of the way. I am going to need to turn you... Yeah, I'll turn you here. Horizontal fixed height. There we go. So I now have this area out here to mess with, and that area in there to mess with, to get my my drills going. I think this is kind of unfortunate placement. So let's actually, I'm going to downgrade these to normal guys for the moment, just to show you how we do that. We use our replacer tool that I've got in 0, and you swipe over them. It says replace 10 of those with 25 of those. I can change what I'm replacing them with, and it says we're going to use 10 out of our 25. Done. We've now, at every step, we have now cut in half our productivity. So this is not good, but it means I'll be able to plan this out. Let's plan it out with these guys, because I keep changing my mind. So for planning purposes, far end here, I'm going to be making drill 1s. Then I want to make drill 2s. Those are going to take drill 1s and plant matter frames and mining drills. Plant matter frames I have in a box somewhere. Mining drills we don't normally automate. And these are going to take a couple iron parts, so iron frames and iron gears. Okay, and we would want to place these so that everything flows naturally. These two flow into here, which flows into here with a box. If I wanted to do drill bit 3s, I would have to add assemblers and cooling systems. Assemblers would require those guys, which I can share, and inserters. You can see that this is getting big. I think I'm going to do this on a different floor. So my drill production is going to get moved. Now, just for symmetry, I could do this on Lima. It would mean sending all of my ingots to Lima, rather than taking ingots from Lima. Not actually a bad idea. Lima is where we first started out doing the drilling. Having the drilling start from here, probably a good idea. So this is going to switch. We're going to be receiving ingots rather than sending them. And I need to... We would need to dig out everything. I like the symmetry and the idea of doing it at Lima, but I would have to basically pause the recording and spend several hours digging and tidying up and getting set. Let's look at the other floors. Storage has potential. I wouldn't have to dig out too much. It's actually doable. Okay. Hydro. Well, as long as we're at hydro, and yes, we have more than enough space here, I could literally put a floor on top of my accumulators here, and I could literally do it here at hydro, but that would involve bringing materials up, and then, yeah, we could do it here. We've got plenty of space. But admin is really what I'm leaning toward. Admin is just beautiful, wide open space. And what I am thinking is that I can start here and just put a floor out that direction and do whatever I want. Unlock this. I'm going to take my things off there. Oh, I still have a bunch of... Okay. Yeah, that should work. Let's go get the rest of our calcite floors. We're going to do it on admin. Originally, I was going to do my basics on admin. I guess having the drills there is not a bad idea. So what we really want to do at this point is reroute all of our ingots to admin. Get that going while we're here. That's level 5. Now let's see. This is 45. I really only need 3 inserters. I'm gonna do, oops, let's not make them filter inserters. So I am going to alternate between these guys. So this isn't going to be an absolute, we're sending everything. These are going down. So if 5 fills up its stuff and stops taking, then it will flow on through. Lima is currently sending us some ingots. I will have Lima do the same thing. Actually, let's go all the way here. So it takes half and then half of half and so on. So half, quarter comes out here, an eighth comes out here, 16th, 32nd. It takes 31, 30 seconds will go that way if it is accepting and we are accepting here. And we actually came up here to grab some of this stuff. I think I need to grab the rest of this. Nope. This is all of the base building parts that I don't generally make use of. Grab some lights. Yeah. So are we going to require fuel on that level? I don't think we're going to require fuel. We can always add it later if we need. So Lima needs to be modified so that it sends almost all of its ingots to our designated section. Let's start off by reworking its output significantly. If I do this the same way I did the other one, we're going to come out to here. I'm going to go up 1 and across. And then I'm going to come back around this way. And we'll do that much, going to 2. All of these are going to go to 5. These are all arranged so that if anybody is full, the next guy down the line can sync everything we produce. Now you need to go over like that. Keeping this on the ground so I can go in and out. I have no idea if this is really a good way to prioritize the ingots between floors. I think it'll work. And the one in the end, we have to manually put the hub in. Okay, so all of our ingots should end up at 5, except for a small fraction, which will end up at Victor, where it will go into boxes. And any that don't get used by 5 will then end up in our boxes here. So we'll still get the excess into our boxes. And of course, we're siphoning off our ingots here for use in making science, which will come to a dead halt when we run out of the boxed goodies here. Back to admin. And let's see if I can do this efficiently and quickly. We want the 5x5 calcite platforms. Put those on 6 and 7, 8. We're not going to do any stairs for the moment. Oh. 6, F7, F8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. There's the front, and we're basically going to go out that way. In the previous playthrough, I had this entire room dug out, not just the size of it, but squared up with the elevator and all the way out and around and squared up with that, and then dug down. So I had a main floor, and then each floor was two stairways down. I had 2 more floors going down, 1 more floor going up. I had a grand bus around the edge. And I think that was probably a major contributor to my FPS issues. So let's start laying this out. I'm going to lay it out with the normal guys here first. We're going to then upgrade things to the assembler, or upgrade things with the upgrade tool as we figure out we need it. So you are blue. Oh, you're not. What am I doing? You are excavator bit Mark III. And you require assemblers and cooling systems. Actually, let's put you a ways away from there. I'm going to put my assemblers and my cooling systems down here. Systems, where are my cooling? So we're going to identify our inputs with that. And your other input is the type 2 bit. You require plant matter frames and mining drill. Yep. So I'm going to put mining drills in here. And plant matter frames in here. We'll just bring up a whole bunch of plant matter frames in a box. We'll figure out how many we need for getting to the next level. We'll bring that many. I will make some more plant matter frames later on as we need them. And you also need the Mark 1 bits. And you are going to need iron and copper. I think I'm going to be bringing my raw materials in around the back. I'll just put you on a couple of... Oops. Okay, so those are all inputs. This is going to require C. And you know what? If I bring this guy in from a box on this side, turn him. Now these guys are also going to need to be multi-input. Means I need to move this guy down. That's perfectly fine. Well, you can share this input. And your other input is inserters. Let's mark these. You are components, are iron frames. Yeah, all these rates are kind of nominal. I will have to work out the math on them if I want this to run full speed. At the moment, what I'm doing is I'm just going to put down one machine, except where I know I need multiples, where it's clearly going to be a win. We're in a land where time ratios will change from time to time. So if we carefully adjust something, it's going to go out the window. What we want to do is get it, watch out for anything egregious, but other than that, we're okay. This guy. Ah. So your inputs are making a mechanical components. Two mechanical components. Oh. And Shiverthorn extract. Again, I'm going to bring a box in for Shiverthorn extract. I'm going to point you that way. And I am so glad that we can put boxes next to machines like that now. So Shiverthorn extract will be here. And plant matter frames will be there. So who needs iron? You need iron, Andy. You need iron, Andy. You need iron. This guy needs inserters. There we go. Match him up. Turns out that you just need here this. Gosh, it's almost like they planned it this way, huh? So you need some, you produce a whole lot, so there you go. You're satisfied. Satisfied. You've got your iron, you've got your iron. So at this point, I could. No, we're getting it delivered. Let's use it. I was thinking I could bring everything up in boxes. I just wouldn't worry about it. But computing everything and delivering it by boxes is not my bag. We will have to compute these two items and bring them up, or I could just bring up a couple of rows of each. I'll bring up a couple of rows of each. One, two, three, four. Let's do 2 rows. Didn't know we need that many of those. And same thing here. So Shiverthorn extract. All of it except one, which I was carrying. And plant matter frames, all of it. Okay, now we need iron and coppers. Anything else out here? Iron and copper. Now, is one of them consistently going to be 15 or below? Either one of them. I think this guy needs a lot of iron. Guy needs more copper than iron. Yeah, I'll just bring him in as a vertical bus, which I'll wrap around the back, and we will just do the right thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use 4 inserters for each kind of thing. And I'm going to merge it all together onto a bus. Let's do 5. Total overkill. Now I could bring it right through here. Let's do that. This is a way that I have been building from time to time in the past. It allows for more compactness by having it go over the inserters. I could then do it over here. If all these inserters were lined up, I'd just bring him over the top. Let's make him copper. This is going to be up. Actually, if I bring it from this direction, it'll be easier to place. Now to pick these up, start from here, go to there, and you go appropriate number of. Okay, this guy is a little different. Whoops. Those are all iron. Oh. Try that again. Coming from the top. Coming from the top. I can't take you from there, but what I can do, take you from here. I'm just going to end this bus like that. This isn't something we will be extending, generalizing, scaling up, or anything else. Now you loop all the way over to here and in like that. Now I do have a whole bunch of Mark 1 bits. I'm going to put a second. There. And hopefully this will drain the bits out of this box. Maybe not real fast, maybe not faster as using them from here, but it'll at least get some. So currently we have 1,720 meters to go to our next level. We're making Mark III drill bits, which should send us 50 meters per bit or 100 meters per iteration. And if I wanted to speed this up, I could turn all these into Mark II assemblers. And that would both speed us up and reduce our amount of stuff we're doing. It would double our outputs from the last one. And this one, 1.5 a minute, and he requires 0.75 a minute. So these guys are already going to be stopped. What if I just changed him? So now we're doing 3 per minute on the output. Now the question is, do I want to upgrade these guys to cut our resource usage in half? Is it worth spending the assembler Mark IIs on? And we have 13 of them available. I'd like to go back and do some of the science stuff with them. Are you doing 1.5 science per 1.5 assemblers? All fairly low rate. I don't think it's actually useful to us. Doubling the speed of the output here was good, but I don't think cutting our resource usage down is going to be significant. So we're going to go back to Victor, and we're going to look at this. We're going to say, same question here. Currently, we are producing 3.75 blue science per minute. Okay, that gets us to 7.5. Now, the rest of this stuff, do I want to cut my resource usage? How much iron and copper am I actually using here? Doesn't look like I'm using a whole lot. Let's see, what are these guys bottlenecked on? Output is full. Output is full. Output is full. Good, good, good. You are pretty much running. So if this guy is waiting on electrical components, then it would be good to upgrade the components. It looks like he's not. So you want 6 components per minute, and you're producing 9. You're good. What are you waiting on? You're waiting on processors. Let's double the processors. There we go. So now you need 30 processors a minute, and you're turning out 12. Yeah, we would need to replicate this section a bit. I think I'll just let the blue science trickle in slowly. I think that's it for this build. Let's head back to Victor here, and let's take a look at what we've done. We upgraded Victor, we got blue science automated, and we got excavator bits automated. I think that's pretty good. I am going to go think about what I want to do next. It's probably going to be taking all that iron and copper admin and building up a nice little basics base. Power's looking good. Science is... well, we need to get some blue science together and spend it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this run for a while, build up some blue science, and I'm going to spend it on a bunch of things. And we can look at this. Notice the assembler says that's scanned on the research floor. We have that house at research we haven't gone into yet. Anything else do we have where we need to scan stuff? This is in admin. There's a house down in admin that we haven't opened up. So we need to open the doors in admin and research. Oh. In case I ever wanted to actually make some, we can now fabricate catwalks and metal stairs and railings and gates and all of that stuff, whatever was unlocked. So yeah, we're going to let this run for a while. I am going to build up the blue science cores, and I will let the drill me out to level 9, whatever the 9 is. I will think about upgrading X-ray, maybe. That's going to be a pretty major build. We've got 2 components there. We have the steel ingot build. Instead of putting the steel ingots out there in front of X-ray, I'm going to go put those in that building area that I cleared out, where we've got that huge area. It does mean that I will need to route my bricks up there. It might actually be worthwhile putting a BioBrick garden there, or even just a Kindlevine garden, and just use the Kindlevine stems for my fuel for that particular build. Might not be a bad idea. I think I can use a simple Kindlevine farm stems to run quite a large number of miners and smelters. We'll see. They'll do a little pilot and figure that out. Maybe. I don't know, just spitballing. I will probably have forgotten this by the time I decide to do another recording. Like I said, I'm going to chill. I'm going to let this guy run. We're going to just kind of unlock things as they come up. And we'll come back when we're ready to do the next section of the build. I will see you then.